Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
Hey, good morning, Facebook family. Welcome to another episode of Morning Motivation with Big Papa, baby. It's Manic Monday, just another Manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday. Did you guys know that Prince wrote that song? Yes, my boy Prince. He wrote a lot of songs that most people don't realize. So, got in last night at midnight from New York City. Sat in the Newark airport all day. Was supposed to have caught a plane at 6 a.m. That didn't happen. It got canceled. Was supposed to have caught a plane at 11:15. That flight was delayed because they had put me on 4 connecting flights. 4. That would have been the most flights I've ever been on in one trip. 4 connecting flights to get from New Jersey to Oklahoma City. So the very first one was delayed by an hour and a half. So got that flight changed, and the last one was 8 o'clock last night. So caught a plane from New Jersey at 8 o'clock last night and got in at midnight. So here I am, rocking and rolling. I'm home 2 days, and then on the road to Calgary, Canada. Hey, good morning, Ashley. Hope you guys are doing well there in Florida. Then on the way to Calgary, Canada for the rest of the week. So needed to get my butt up and get this workout in because I ain't got no time for no jet lag. Because usually it starts hitting me, and I ain't got time for that on this. I only have 2 days to get this work in, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I want to give a big shout out to my New York Post family, Post+Institute family. Thank you guys for coming out and hanging out Saturday at Jeanette Yoff's Adoption Constellation Support Group. That was really cool. Had a good, nice little turnout. It was a nice meeting, nice first meeting for Jeanette to get something kicked off for the Adoption Constellation in New York. And the Constellation is all members of the adoption family. So that's a pretty cool opportunity. There were adoptive parents there, adult adoptees, adopted biological parents who had relinquished their children to adoption. Just lots of cool stuff. But reminded me of a couple of families there really struggling with their kids, their adopted kids. And, as we have a tendency to do sometimes. And so it just made me think about challenges, and that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about today. When you're encountering challenges in your life, how do you approach those? Like, how do you look at them? How do you approach them? What's your perspective on challenges? The majority of people approach challenges by doing the same thing. And that's why we end up getting so overwhelmed. We do the same thing expecting a different result. That's what leads to a buildup of frustration, resentment, helplessness, hopelessness. Because it's not the challenge that we're facing. It's the approach to the challenge that's making it so difficult. It's the approach to the challenge that's keeping you from the breakthrough. It's not the challenge itself. The challenge itself can suck. The challenge itself can be, really overwhelming, and the challenge itself can make you feel really helpless. But the reason you don't have a breakthrough to the challenge is not because of the challenge. See, a lot of times parents struggle with their adopted children and their behaviors. We struggle as individuals with whatever challenges we may be trying to take on. You could be in a marital, you may have a marital challenge and struggling there. And the thing is we think that the struggle we're having is really the challenge, and that's really not the challenge. The challenge is how we approach the struggle. That's the challenge. We typically approach everything the same way we've always approached it. We don't do anything different. And when you don't do anything different, you keep approaching the same problem from the same perspective, and you keep getting the same results. The challenge continues to exist. So a great example of this are the parents and the families that we have encountered over the years who spend, and I've said this many times here recently, that when we work with families at the Post+Institute, when I finally work with a family, they've been through 7 years of counseling. 7 years. And usually the kids are on 3 to 5 different psychotropic medications by then. The only reason that they're struggling for that long is not because the child is so overwhelmingly difficult, though these kids can be very difficult. I don't want to undermine or discount that. They can be very challenging because trauma is challenging. The reason the struggle goes on for so long is because of the approach. Everyone approaches the same problem the same way. And if you keep approaching the problem the same way, you're not going to be able to come up with a solution that's going to be satisfactory. And so you may go to counselor after counselor. It's just like if you're trying to lose weight, you do diet after diet after diet. That's approaching the problem the same way. If you're, what's another good example? If you're trying to, working out, for instance. If I'm trying to expand my workout, if I'm trying to get stronger, if I keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, I will eventually, in working out, it's called hitting a plateau. Same with running. I'll hit a plateau where I can't go any higher. So I have to do something different. I have to do something. I have to sometimes it's just not doing anything. Sometimes it's just taking rest. Sometimes it's working a different body part. Just like if I want to get stronger with my bench press, and I hit a plateau, I'll go start doing deadlifts because it shocks your system and it gets you through the plateau. So the reason parents, they struggle for year after year after year is not because of the behavior problem. It's not because of the child. It's not because of you. It's your approach. You keep approaching the same problem the same way. You've got to stop. You've got to get more creative. It's a big compliment from my friend Pat O'Brien. Saturday, I had an opportunity to sit down and have brunch with his partner of 9 years, and we had brunch, and it was fantastic. And Pat said to her, Brian was talking about trauma-informed before anyone else was trauma-informed. I thought that was so cool because I've been doing this for a long time, and you know what the thing is? It's just different from what everyone else has been doing. And now more and more people are starting to get on board with trauma talk. But they're still a lot of times missing the boat by not knowing where to start. See, we start the conversation in the wrong place. And you start the conversation in the wrong place, you may actually, just because you're having a different conversation, you may actually be taking the same approach and don't even realize it. And I think, unfortunately and sadly, that's what's going to happen in a lot of organizations who are trying to be trauma-informed. They're going to encounter the same frustrations because they're starting the conversation. They're having a different conversation, but they're having it in the wrong direction. So I just want to encourage you today that if you've been struggling in any area, stop. Stop. Look at how you've been facing that struggle. Maybe it's depression. Maybe you've been feeling depressed, and what have you been doing with your depression? Taking medication? Laying in bed? Talking to the same friends about your problems until they don't want to talk to you anymore? Do something different. Go exercise. Go eat, do a fast, do a 3 to 5 day fast. Go take a trip somewhere and go climb in the mountains in Colorado. Go swim in the ocean. Go dance. Go learn something new. Grant Cardone, who's a financial mentor of mine, the other day I was listening to this guy, and it was so interesting what he said about depression, because he said something he struggled with through the years. And he said, what if depression's not about some chemical imbalance or anything like that? What if depression is just about you realizing that you're not living up to your potential? Whoa, that's cool. I love that idea. What if depression is just that you're not living up to your potential? So what do you have to do to get up to that potential? So do something different. Don't keep approaching the same challenges the same way and expecting a different outcome. Do something different. You know, I could say I could lay in bed till 9 o'clock this morning and justify it because I didn't get in until midnight and didn't get into bed or get to sleep until 1. I could justify it and be jet lagged today and mope around and feel really tired and, you know, complain about having to get on a plane again on Wednesday. But I'm not doing that. I'm up talking to you guys. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go get it in. It's going to be a good workout. It's going to be a good workout, whether it's a hard workout or if it's just a light workout. It's going to be a good workout. But I'm up. I'm doing something different. I'm breaking the cycle. And I'm not approaching the challenge the same way. I want you to do that. I want to encourage you to do that. If there's something you've been dealing with in your life, I want you to think about how you can approach it a different way. What can you do differently today against that challenge that you didn't do in the last 2 weeks? You know, maybe you need to journal that and you need to write that down. You know, I see people at this, right next to Planet Fitness here in Oklahoma City, there's a pharma plasma place. I see people lined up there every single day, every single morning to give plasma. And sometimes there's a line outside the door before the building's even open. These people wonder why they are all the time having to be given plasma to get money. It's not that they're given plasma because, you know, they're concerned citizens. Now, some of these people are. That's their part of their passion. But these people who are up here, like sleeping out here at night and lined up, they're waiting to give their plasma so they can get money to go do the same thing they've always done, which keeps them getting the same results they've always got and keeps them lined up at that door and then keeps them stuck in other parts of their life. There's sometimes the things that you're stuck doing, the way you're approaching the challenges actually are impacting the other parts of your life. So change it all. Flip it upside down. Turn it upside down and do something different. Big Papa loves you. Hope I see you guys tonight on Post Daily Dose. If not, I'll see you in the morning. God bless.